The thing that made us want to take on this specific challenge was that there is very little programming for this community. Theater is a very difficult place for a lot of people with sensory disabilities to be. There are all these social rules and accepted things that you learn over time. Even people that don't have sensory disabilities don't feel welcome in the theater for a lot of reasons. They don't know when to stand up or sit down. They don't know when to clap. They don't know if they can go to the bathroom.
Communication on this level needs to happen more, not looking at it as if there's a fourth wall, more as if there's an open doorway. And that's really kind of what immersive theater is for me, is an open door where the audience isn't sitting back in a seat and looking through this fourth wall at the story.
Hold my donkey, dancing time. Ha, 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 I'm donkey. That's donkey. This rehearsal process was unlike any rehearsal process I've ever experienced before. Unconventional in the time frame. We had sort of objectives for each rehearsal week period.
We just sat in a circle and we introduced ourselves and we talked about what the show was going to be like, and I was like, I don't know what to expect. We didn't have a script, we didn't have even like a plot line or anything at all.
During the time we weren't together, it was so neat to have pieces of this permeate my heart and my mind and my artistic spirit about all of the things we've been uncovering, from learning and experiencing the autistic world in a way I've never known, how that applies to communication in an artistic way and just even as a human way.
We had a lot of learnings throughout the process. Not just because every immersive that we do, every large-scale piece like this that really creates an environment around an audience member is new and different. And not just because every audience member who comes in has a completely different set of issues. Everybody, no matter what your walk of life is, when you come in the door, you bring your entire history, your entire understanding into the space with us, and we have to adapt to you. So there's always something new to learn. But on top of that, this was a show for kids, and not just kids, but kids and their families. So it wasn't just about how can we make a show that makes kids feel welcome and makes them comfortable, but how can we also take care of their parents or their caregivers and make sure that when they're in the space, they feel like their kid is going to be safe and okay and not worry.
The little boy that was wheelchair bound and came in with his mom and grandma and sister, and we got the heads up of like, hey, we have a person coming that's, you know, can't come up our risers and up our little stairs, so we're gonna bring more to him. And it was exciting to see the team, be a part of the team, whether it be cast and crew, to be like, let's do everything we can to make this experience awesome for them. I like that it was a bundled situation as far as applying all of the external elements of like costumes, set, get used to that, the sound, blah, 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 blah. And then we were able to marry that with the incorporation of children and people. So it felt like a nice big fat monster that's a helpful monster.
It's kind of like building a house of cards, and then all of a sudden, this hurricane comes and blows your house of cards to the ground.
My situation, my experience will be a little bit easier than others because I had a script and that was cool. And then when we kind of got rid of some of the scripts, it was fine with me, and big changes were fine with me because I did not have any lines. I was nonverbal. And that was great because Tech Week then became more of an experimental thing for me. I was trying to figure out how I could fit in and how I could be the best.
There was one little girl who, she just really liked Simon, and I can't remember what she was like in the first room, but when I went back there, she took me to the chalkboard, and by me I mean Simon. She never looked at me, the person, but she looked at Simon continuously. She took Simon over to the chalkboard and drew a picture of the two of us together and put a heart around it and put my name and her name, Simon and her name.
Parag, like, we had this great thing, right? I'm at the end of the tunnel, I welcome them in, I introduce them to the first person. Parag has this great thing where he just shows them that you can toss the leaves and have fun. You toss the leaves. And we had no idea that it was not going to be okay with Reed. And he was like, nope! And he was like ready to go. We didn't know that that Reed was afraid of falling things that fall. And that's not something that we thought of. And immediately, like, of course, like, how do you come back from that immediately? It's hard to, but we tried to, Parag stopped and we just welcomed him into the space. And it's like one of those really quick adjustment things that it's like, okay, that was a completely left field thing, and you have to expect that. When Reed came in after we had discovered what this show should be, it was just like seeing another human being interacting with the space. He was happy, he got to be himself.
Early on, I was really afraid that Reed was going to be one of the ones that we let down, and that we wouldn't be able to find a way for him to be able to come in and it be effortless for him. And the fact that after all of that, he remembers all of the names of the characters in the forest and he can recognize them in his daily life, and that song stays with him is huge for us.